Welcome to day 163 of the 22 for 22 challenge. Since starting shooting these videos, 4,075 of my veteran brothers and sisters have already been systemically murdered. I would say committed suicide because that's the actual thing that they report. However, in my opinion, it is systemic murder by refusing service and basically sticking us in a system that does not care about us. Today I was reading a letter that had been put up on the VA's website that basically says, here's the situation. We've got a ton of people coming back from Camp Lejeune who are being poisoned. They're being exposed to something in the water that is giving them diseases. And the letter from the VA went out to all the doctors and nurses and various health professions that work on this kind of thing to go ahead and assume that these diseases are connected to the water. Now, what does that imply? That implies that prior to this letter, the doctors, the nurses, the VA staff in general were assuming that the veterans were lying. This is a common thing in the VA system. When it comes to disability, when it comes to pain levels, when it comes to anything, it seems like the VA assumes that the veteran that they are caring for is lying. I've known this for a long time. My brothers and sisters have known this for a long time. These doctors, these nurses, they aren't going, oh well, this person doesn't know what they're talking about because they're not educated in medical profession. They're saying this veteran, these veterans, all of these veterans are lying for the sheer fact to lie. We are not drug addicts. We are not money-grubbing, disability-abusing people. We aren't. We're veterans. We have a code of honor. And to assume that veterans are lying just for the sole purpose of lying is absolutely offensive, especially when it comes from people who are there to provide care for the veterans. Now, I know there is a sense within the country that these veterans are coming back and just hopping on disability and milking the system as much as possible. Let me tell you about my disability. I'm rated at 50%. When I first got out of the military, I was rated at 20% because my knees were so bad I could not walk. I spent a year on cane and crutches. Following 9 years, I could not run because it was too painful. What price would you put on the ability to run? What price would you put on the ability to sleep normally? Because I went 10 years sleeping 2 to 3 hours, waking up frightened with cold sweats after having severe nightmares. the kind of nightmares that drive people insane. What price would you put on the ability to act naturally in society? Because I still haven't gotten that back. They pay me $800 a month for my disability now. Back then, when they rated me at just 20%, they paid me around $300. And that's every month for the rest of my life. Sounds like a lot of money, right? What price would you pay to be able to wake up in the morning and go, oh, that was great? I still have nightmares. I still wake up in cold sweats. I still wake up screaming occasionally. And I'm only at 50%. 50% is $800 every month. And I would gladly give every last bit of it back to have those last 13 years back where I could run, where I could sleep, where I could act normally in social situations, where I didn't have to watch my back every fucking 5 seconds of my life, where I could feel comfortable being outside without a gun on me. I would pay all of it back, and then some. But that is the VA system that we are in. And that is the reason why so many veterans are taking their own lives, in the hopes that the rest of the country will wake up and say, let's not let this happen again. The one thing that they did say in this article that I had read, oh no, it was actually a different article about Tim Kaine from the Veterans Administration, and about how he's hearing how veterans using the term unacceptable to describe their treatment. And it's happening all across the country. And it's true. What we are stuck in right now is unacceptable. And every red-blooded American should feel the same way. Because these veterans are out in your communities. These veterans are awake while you're sleeping. These veterans are the ones that are so dangerous that they send to a foreign country to obliterate that country. But you're just a civilian. What is there that you can do? You're not a veteran. You're not part of the Veterans Administration. What is it that you can do? That link is there every night. Write your representatives. Write them every day. Write them every night. Write them every 5 minutes if you have to. But it is a fact that the VA system is causing threats in your society. And they're called veterans. It is of the utmost importance that we fix this before veterans decide to stop turning the gun on themselves and start turning the gun on our perceived enemies. With that in mind, here's 25 more push-ups for 25 more dead veterans that could have very well have been the next mass shooter, who could have very well been the next doctor to save millions. The choice is up to you what that veteran will be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. I'll see you tomorrow.